Hello, hello. I just want to say thanks for joining me. Really appreciative of our connection here and wanted to talk about a common concern for accounting professionals. That is the fact that you are service-oriented. You do so much for your clients, more than they realize. And there is probably a long laundry list of things that you're not getting compensated for. And that is what I wanted to talk about today, is about the scope creep, about the things that you're not getting compensated for, and some of the things that I will be talking about further on Wednesday for my monthly webinar on how to stop competing on price, be able to increase your revenue, package your services, and engage high-value clients. It is Wednesday, April 13th. At 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Anyway, I will put those details below, but wanted to acknowledge that there is so much you do for your clients. And some of those things they don't know about, you don't tell them about because you don't want to brag. And as a result, you're probably not getting compensated for them. Some of that might be scope creep. So as their business grows, their accounting needs grow. And you just go with the flow, but you never adjust your fees to deal with that additional complexity or workload that you have. Possibly that there's small requests that they're making, and because they just take you a couple minutes, you're not adding them to your monthly invoice. Another one is those questions that aren't scheduled. All of a sudden, they're sending you an email, they're texting you, they're calling you with what they say is a simple question. Well, sometimes those simple questions that ought to take 5 minutes from their mind turn into a 45-hour-long conversation. And there's so many other things, but you are so service-oriented, and I want to acknowledge that. So here are some of the things. I came up with a list of actually 7 things that a lot of accounting professionals do for their clients, but don't get compensated for. The very first thing is response. They're reaching out to you. They have a question. They need a duplicate of an item that you already sent them, maybe a report. And how quickly you respond has actually value to that. So think about your response time and how that might be really valuable, especially if you're prioritizing that over some other things that you could be doing that you're actually paid for. The next thing to look at is what I call resources. This is where they have access to your information. They are having consultations with you. Maybe you're not charging for those consultations, or you're not charging what the full value is. It could be that you're setting them up from QuickBooks Desktop over to QBO, and you're not charging for that. Or maybe that as you're onboarding them as a new client, you're doing the cleanup along with part of their monthly services without getting compensated for that additional thing. Training, resources, so much. So the very first thing I said was response time. The second thing is resources, access to your knowledge and your expertise. And then the third thing is resolution. Resolution is where you are sitting on the phone with customer service, waiting. And if you are helping with some tax resolution or dealing with the IRS, you're probably waiting even longer. And then when you finally get through to somebody, they tell you that the system went down. So think about how much time you're spending on some type of customer service for your clients, once again, without getting compensated for that time. The next thing is remedy. This is where you have maybe a client that goes into their books and they add things, they are changing things around, they're not doing it correctly, even though you taught them how to do it correctly. And then you have to go behind them and clean it up, which you know is not a very efficient use of your time. So consider where maybe you're setting them up on software correctly, because it's going to give them more accurate insights, or you are fixing something that they were tinkering with that they really had no business tinkering with. Number 5 is relationships, connections in so many other ways. It could be where you are a resource for your clients. They have a need that maybe you don't solve, but you know somebody that does. And they really trust you. They reach out to you when they might need somebody for payroll that you might not be offering. Possibly they need somebody for marketing. They need somebody for IT services, whatever it is, but they're reaching out to you because they really trust you. And you are opening up your Rolodex and making those connections to them. Number 6 is write-offs. These are the little things that you give away for free, because when you invoice them, you don't want to give them a long list of all the things that you did that just took 5 minutes here, another 3 minutes here, maybe 10 minutes. But you just don't want them to feel that you are tagging on every single little cent and that it's all about the money. So there are things that you're doing for them because they don't take that long, they're quick. Maybe you're sending them duplicate reports because they lose them all the time and they don't want to search and find them themselves. And you are doing those without compensation. And then the next one is Reconcile. Reconcile is where they have some specific requests. And think about it. Think about your clients that expect exceptions and they want you to do them, but they don't expect to pay extra for those. Maybe it's you going and doing on-site work instead of doing it virtually, or having them come to you. It could be that you are doing pickup and drop off of documents. And those are all the things that might be little extras that you do for some of your clients, but you're not getting paid for those things either. So let me go through this value checklist all over again. Response. Number 2 is resources. Number 3 is resolution. 4 is remedy. 5 is relationships. 6 is write-offs. And 7 is reconcile. Now, the reason that I'm telling this right before the webinar that I'm doing on Wednesday is because all of those things I look at with my clients and we build them into the packages. The things that you didn't want to have as a line item on invoices, that you didn't know how to charge for. I go ahead and we create packages and build them into packages. So now you're being well compensated for these little extras that you do, because these extras do have value. And once again, your time is really important. Your expertise is very important. And you deserve to be well compensated for the difference that you make for your clients. Anyway, if that interests you, well, you now want to know how to solve this by joining my webinar on Wednesday, April 13th at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, then go to businesssuccesssolution.com/engage, and you will be able to sign up for that. I'll put that below as well. But packaging your services bundles all these things together that you're not getting paid for, compensated for. They have high value from your client's point of view, and we go ahead and fix that. Would like to know what you took away. Maybe there was something that I didn't add to the list that you would like to add to the list. I'm always looking for insights from how this works for you. Please let me know what you took away, whether it was something that reaffirmed something that clarified that you're already doing well and happy about that. Any insights, how you can go ahead and apply this to your practice. Would love to hear from you as to how you can take what we talked about today and bring it into your firm to raise the bar. Loren Fogelman, showing accounting professionals how to double their income, working half the time.